Dragon elephant involved.
To order. Good afternoon, everyone. My apologies for running behind today. So the second item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes from the March 18th, 2025 motion?
So moved.
Moved by Rhett, seconded by
You.
me.
Because there's only 2 of you on the committee here.
Oh, okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Perfect. Now we have the review of the draft 2025 financial audit. We have Mr. John. So is it Wrinkle? Is it Witz or Witz? Witz. Okay. With Mingle, Minzer, and Barr, and would you please join us and review the audit, please? So motion to recommend. Oh, we accepted after the reviews it, right?
Yeah. John,
Okay. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
So, yes, I'm John Rinkowitz with Mingle Metzger Bar. So we're presenting the financial statement audit. What you have in front of you is just a summary of the information in the financial statements. Everyone should have gotten drafts of the statements already to take a look at. We put this summary together because it really just kind of focuses on the information in the financial information. There's lots of good stuff in the financial statements. We're happy to talk about it, but yeah, no, they like to go right to the numbers here. Just a couple notes on the financial statements themselves. They are in draft form right now. We're waiting on some information that has to go into your footnotes. It's basically about your bonds that you have issued. You're waiting for folks to respond to you what they have outstanding. It doesn't change any of the numbers that we're presenting today. It's just something that we have to wait and include in the report. So once that information's in, we'll be able to finalize the report. Audit opinion's a clean opinion, no modifications necessary, so that's what you're looking for. There's a report in the back of the financial statement on your internal controls. That's a clean opinion, no material weaknesses or significant deficiencies noted there, which is perfect. And there's another audit report in the very, very back of the report on your investments, which says you followed your investment policies and findings there. Clean report, so that's the high level stuff, and we'll talk about the numbers now if we want to look at the first page of the executive summary. So this is your balance sheet, so the statement of net position. Okay, we've got comparative balances, and you can see where you were last year to where you are this year, and you can see the changes in cash and investments. And the real impact with investments is going to be the state is currently fronting you a lot of money for their Fast New York grant. It's a pass-through grant. You do have a lot of cash advanced, and then if you look down in the liability section, you'll see first liability there is $9.4 million. So that's money the state has advanced you as part of this pass-through grant. Really doesn't impact you more than it shows up as numbers until it gets paid out to grantees. But that cash is impacting how much you have available to you. Other things in the asset section, the assets held for sale. So acquired some land from Monroe County a number of years back, and we're selling it off as part of economic development, and completed a sale this past year, got rid of the remaining 52 acres of property that you were holding on to. Okay, and then down in the liability section, you can see the variances there. The other current liabilities are really just some of your program expenses that are still waiting to be paid out. And then down in that position, we can see the change year to year. So this year we saw a reduction in that position, about $1.6 million. Okay? And if we go to the next page, which is your income statement, we can take a look and see what's kind of impacting that. All right? And the big variance here is going to be fee income that is really impacting. The funds you've brought in through your projects that you had compared to last year. Now, last year was kind of an outlier year. You had one really large program $3.7 million fee. That really kicked up that number. And then this year, you know, you're back down to kind of normal levels, but, it's less than, slightly less than last year, excluding that $3.7 million in fees. But that's really kind of the big change year to year. Okay, we do see the increase in, for the gain on the sale of land is also reported here, so that was at 52 acres of property that we're previously holding. Down in the expense section, we do see some decreases, so the program expenses are down a little bit. Last year was actually up about the same amount, due to some new programs, which if you look at the bullets down at the bottom, you can kind of see the new programs you had in 2024, which kind of increased that number. And then this year, you had a couple programs that ended, so you didn't have those expenses. And then there were overall decreases in some of the other programs as well that really are impacting that balance. Okay, so we did see a little bit of a reduction there. And, you know, the numbers get a little confusing just because those pass-through numbers kind of skew what you're looking at year to year, because they come in as a revenue and they go out as a expense. So in an equal amount, if you're looking at your total revenues for the year, if you exclude those pass-through, last year was about 5.9 million, this year it's about 2.4 million if you exclude those revenues, okay? And then on the expense side, it's about 4.8 million in program and operating expenses and just over 4 million in the current year. So you can see some reduction in expense, but a larger reduction in the revenues. And as a result, we see that reduction in fund balance, net position of about 1.6 million. Now you end the year at 17.3 million, so still very good financial condition. Just continue to monitor that moving forward, the amounts going out for program expenses compared to what you're bringing in. Yes?
Can I ask a question if that's okay?
Absolutely.
So I'm used to looking at a balance sheet, an income statement, and then a statement of cash flows. To really understand, you know, what the actual cash kind of sort of impact is on the business, on the balance sheet, and how much the business is actually earning. It looks like this is kind of like a hybrid statement that tries to back into what the net, is that what this net cash position is doing? Is that?
Well, it's the net, it's equity net position.
Oh, okay.
So it's, because you're government, you have these.
Right, no, I understand.
Terms.
Yeah.
For it, there is a statement of cash flow in the
full financial statement.
Oh, there's, oh, okay.
Yeah.
We didn't present it here.
Okay. Got it.
Do you want to see it?
Do you want a paper copy?
Yeah, can I see it? Thanks.
Yeah, 'cause I it's up on
you're right.
the board.
Oh, it's on the board? Okay.
I tease you.
No, it's not what I should read. So what page is it on?
Starts on 11.
Yeah, it's that position's on 8.
It would look like this, right?
So we gotta move past the management discussion and analysis, which is probably the first 7, 8 pages, and then page 10.
Oh,
is your statement of cash
Again,
flow.
this is similar, this is how, this is what shows up on the audit, right? So these are all the inflows, outflows, financing, right? And so that's what you'll see.
got it.
Beginning cash, change in cash.
And then that will tie back to this,
Yeah.
our net.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yep.
So I guess really what I'm just trying to get a feel for, maybe, you know, are we on a sustainable position, or are we eroding cash like year over year? And if so, you know, what's the primary cause for it, you know?
Sure. Currently, your program expense is higher than what you're bringing in, but
Yeah.
you know, your program fees vary year by year. It's based solely on how many projects you have and what the size of those projects are. This was a low year. This year, sometimes it is higher and is sufficient to meet your needs. You know, and it depends on how many programs you're running in a given year as well.
Okay.
So, you know, if your position gets too low, then you would most likely scale back on the number of grants and other programs like that you have out there.
Sure. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I think that's the most we've been down in fee income for years.
No, I think there's, with, Fairlife, our fee incomes went through the roof.
Yeah.
And we were able to do a lot more with workforce development.
Yeah.
And as we look at workforce development, I think that's the area where you see the most outflow of cash from what we're doing. So as we look at other things that come in, we have to really just monitor workforce development. We may have to make some adjustments there, but I think that's the key, and that's where we've been really using a lot of fund balance.
But it was for a good, but it was,
No, it's a good cost. Workforce
Yeah.
development is a good cost, but that's what that's my interpretation. If I'm wrong, correct me.
Fairlife was a very exciting project, and I think we might expect further, like, echo effects, like project activity stemming from Fairlife. There was also, we did take in the fee a few years ago from what was the Life Cycle project. There was the Andrews Terrace project. There was the Amazon portfolio of projects. So a lot of fee activity that we, historic fee activity that we saw in a handful of short years. But those are the kinds of projects that you can't really plan for. And then at the same time, the Workforce Development Fund, COMIDA established in 2022, setting a policy in place where 10% of our fee revenues would go into this fund. And simultaneously, the county was working on standing up an ARPA initiative and a collective effort to invest ARPA dollars in worthy programs in the community, and several requests that went to the county that related to workforce development were referred back to COMIDA because of the timing, and these were big, six-figure asks, big, impactful, very valuable programs, but certainly not something that we can sustain carrying those costs every year. That's why whenever an organization comes to COMIDA to seek support through our workforce fund, we can only approve that 1 year at a time. There have been limited circumstances where we were open to a multi-year commitment, but certainly with Truman as our chair, I think it would be great for COMIDA to look into some strategic planning effort to map out, how do we want to see these investments look in the future? And if there's an economic, because the economy ebbs and flows, right? And some years you're going to get big projects, some years you're not going to see much at all.
we started this discussion, a couple of months ago about, how do we proceed? Because there's a lot of people that are expecting more money from COMIDA, and
But the other thing that affects I think affects the fee income is the fact that we kind of had like a moratorium on housing, and housing is a big thing. I think you're going to see that move up a bit and impact our fee income. So
I think you're right.
So I think there's some other factors, but how we do the workforce, I think that's a driver of the outflow.
No, I agree. I didn't mean to take us off on a tangent, but I just think it's important that we continue to have the conversation. Like, if you look at these numbers, they can be a little bit misleading, right? They don't really look that bleak, but when you go in, you take a deeper dive, and you take a look at the statement of cash flows, you see that really cash flows from operating activities are negative by 2.2 million. And so, that's unless we continue to be able to finance that via cash flow for financing activities, et cetera, we're going to continue to eat into our cash position, and it's really not a sustainable policy that we have. So at some point, we need to have a policy around how we want to utilize the cash that we have sitting on the balance sheet, and to make sure that we're using it in the most economically responsible way that we possibly can. Because this negative $2.2 million is not a sustainable position. So.
Key term.
Yeah.
Sustainable.
Okay, all right, great, thank you. I'm sorry, any more questions? Okay. Great job, thank you. With that, is there a motion to recommend that the full board accept the 2025 audit pending final bond
So moved.
Moved by Brett, seconded by me, all in favor?
Aye.
It's an aye for me too, motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
Do I smell coffee?
Do you want some coffee?
We can make you some coffee.
No. Someone making a fresh pot?
But if
Oh,
you
we've
want,
got a
then
Keurig
we can.
right around the corner.
Huh?
You,
Oh.
you want a cup of coffee?
I would never book coffee.
Anybody else while I'm here?
I'll have a water. If you got some water. Yeah, that'd be great. So, moving on to item number 4 on the agenda, Audit Committee Charter. Okay, there's no, discussion that needs to be made, or,
We're not recommending any changes to the audit committee charter this
Okay.
year. This is just standard course of business. We approve the charter annually, so
okay,
unless there's any questions about the charter as it's written.
okay. Brett, would you like to move that that you recommend that the full board readopt the audit committee charter with no changes?
So
All
moved.
right, excellent. That's seconded by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, all right. Motion carries. Thank you. And the whistleblower policy. Is there a motion to recommend that the full board readopt the whistleblower policy with no changes?
So moved.
Moved by Red, seconded by myself. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And agenda item number 6, other business. Is there any other business?
We don't have any more business before the audit committee.
Okay, no additional business to discuss, and so, item number 7, we have a motion to adjourn. Rhett?
So moved.
All right, seconded by myself. We're adjourned. All right, great job, thank you.
Very efficient.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no worries. And so now we're moving on to,
We are moving on to the finance
Finance.
committee meeting
okay,
today. And we are pleased to share that Miguel has graciously agreed to formally join COMIDA's finance committee. I'm not
Great.
sure, question for Rachel, Robin, do we need to ask the committee to move to appoint Miguel formally, or is?
No, the board.
Oh, the board already did.
Next week.
Next week.
We'll do that next week. Okay, perfect. So I guess Miguel is not officially a member yet, or
Not officially, but.
Not officially, but I think we're fine.
honorary
vote.
finance committee board member, or finance committee.
excellent, welcome. Yeah.
So the finance committee meeting can be called to order.
Would you like to chair this one as well?
I will chair the finance committee meeting too. No worries. Hear ye, hear ye. No. So we're calling the meeting to order.
Here comes the judge.
Item number 2 is the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from the October 20th, 2025 meeting? Moved by Rhett, second.
Lisa can.
Lisa, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it's aye for me too, motion carries. And now we have the investment report. Greg, would you mind
Alright,
giving us a report, please?
I surprised him.
Oh, you did?
Surprise.
I'm sure you can handle it.
Right, I have the utmost confidence.
Does anyone have anything about it or no?
It's in onboard, the.
I don't have
report.
onboard, so like,
High
Sorry.
probability.
Probably.
Yeah,
Right.
probably will.
just tell me what you're looking at.